for me, many times the image is only a symptom of something else. It's only a sign of something else that is beyond, that is beneath. My name is Alex Mirutziu, aka the artisan himself and 29. I'm an artist based in Romania, working mostly with performance, writing, installation-based sculptures. This is my second time at Delfina Foundation. The first time I was in residency in 2016 with a performance. This time I show a recent body of work, ranging from drawing to video work and sculptures. The title of the show, Between Too Soon and Too Late, it is a quote from Iris Murdoch. She many times talks about that moment that is in between being too soon or being too late, which the artist has to enlarge as much as possible, because it is in this space that meaning is established. I work with adaptations of written texts from Iris Murdoch, especially from the last part or the late part of her life, where she suffered from Alzheimer's disease. Because of that, I've been at Kingston University, where the archive, Iris Murdoch Archive, is, and I was interested in the visual aspect of her writing as well. The quality of her line and the way she tried to arrive at some sort of meaning or sense, I found quite compelling. So in the work Continue or Abandon, I thought about working with this visual aspect of it. I literally cropped fragments from those unfinished poems, texts, and the thought of making a sculpture out of them was very, very interesting for me. So then I made them so big that they interact with the public in such a way that it's almost harassing the public with their presence. There is a sort of violence, inherent violence in them that moves and changes. I am very interested in showing or working with text or manipulations of text. In the case of Where is the Poem, for example, I hijack one poem of Graham Faust. I hijack one of his poems, Politics, with W.H. Auden, and treat W.H. Auden as footnotes to Graham Faust's poem, for example. And then the second level of this work is a reenactment of the footnotes of W.H. Auden. The overall idea is to overcome the page. In the work Prepared Poem number 2, which is a structure, basically a metal structure that holds slides, transparent slides, with a text that I wrote, a poem that I wrote, I want to destabilize the public in such a way that the reading of the poem, it will never be the same because of the interferences of the transparencies, the magnifiers. One cannot get the right perspective in reading the poem. Where is the poem? Is it in your position, in the way you place yourself in the space, the position of reading, or is it in the meaning in itself, or the interferences of the text, the overlappings of the text? So the work becomes quite performative in itself. In the exhibition there is also a film, new production that I recently made, Dignity to the Unsaid. And this work is a work that has quite a poetic aspect to it. It's more of a portrait of Iris Murdoch in the sense that it's like a mirror to me. So I'm trying to imagine a lot of a lot of the things that she might have done in her house in Oxford. There is a collection of images in the film where you see her trying to face another day, the daylight, this confrontation with trying to write again. In the work called Gestalt Me Out, the table coexists, if you want, with the imprints of my elbows and hand. The elbows and my hand being placed on the table in the manner in which I write. The act itself of sitting, in the way one sits at the table, it impacts the way one writes. Can you get the author out of the text? Can you get my position, my way of writing, physical way of writing, out of my writing?